Have you ever noticed something strange? The faster you reply, the more you cancel your plans, the more you always show up for people, and somehow the less valued you begin to feel. And that hurts because no one teaches us this. We grow up believing that being available means being kind, being there for people means being loyal, replying instantly means caring, always saying yes means being a good person. And so naturally, many of us become that person, the one who always answers the call, always texts back, always helps, always adjusts, always waits. But one day you wake up and realize something uncomfortable. You've become emotionally employed by everyone around you, and the salary, exhaustion, resentment, and a strange feeling that people only remember you when they need something. Today, I want to talk about the danger of being too available. Okay, not unavailable, not cold, not arrogant, too available. Okay, because there's a difference here. And if you ever felt taken for granted, emotionally drained, or weirdly invisible despite giving so much, this might explain why. Let's start with a simple question. Okay, imagine two friends. One friend is always available, text at 2 a.m., reply, need a favor, sure, need to vent for 3 hours, absolutely, change plans, last minute, no problem. Now imagine another friend, okay, the kind person, caring person, but they have boundaries. Sometimes they're busy, sometimes they say no, sometimes they disappear because they're focused on themselves. Who usually get respected more? People know the answer, and that's uncomfortable because we want to believe effort automatically creates value, right? And but human psychology doesn't always work that way. See, when something becomes constantly available, our brain adapts. It stops seeing it as special, not because humans are evil, because human normalize what becomes predictable. Oxygen keeps us alive, right? But nobody wakes up grateful for air every morning. Think about it. Because it's always there. And sadly, people can begin treating you the same way. Not because you're worthless, because I have always been here no matter what. And eventually, people stop asking. It's too much. Because deep down, they assume you'll adjust. Think about school or college or work. There's always that one person everybody depends on. Okay. And need notes, call them. Need answers, call them. Need help, call them. Need emotional support after making terrible decisions repeatedly, call them. And at first, it feels good and you feel needed. Needed feels powerful, needed feels important, needed feels like love until one day you need something and suddenly everyone becomes busy. And you sit there confused because you thought this was mutual. You thought all the energy you gave was an investment. But sometimes it wasn't an investment, okay? Sometimes it was a subscription people forgot they ever had. That realization hurts, okay? Not because people disappoint you, because you disappointed yourself. You ignored your own needs, hoping someone would eventually do for you what you did for them. And many people spend years trapped there. Like, Here's something people really talk about. Okay, being too available can secretly come from fear, not kindness. Fear. Okay, fear that if you say no, people will leave. Fear that if you become less accessible, people will forget you. Fear that if you stop overgiving, you'll become replaceable. Answer instantly because of that. You drop everything, you become easy to reach, easy to access, easy to depend on, and eventually easy to overlook, because when your entire identity becomes this place who is always this person who is always there, people stop seeing you as a person. You've become a service, a convenience like Wi Fi. Nobody praises Wi Fi when it works, but everyone notices when it stops. That's how some people experience relationships. They appreciate only in absence. Okay, read that again in your head. Some people are appreciated only in absence. That's dangerous because human beings are not machines. You cannot constantly give without maintenance. Even phone needs charging. And somehow we think people don't. And honestly, modern life made this worse. Years ago, if someone wasn't home, they simply weren't home. End of story. And today, people know you saw the message. People know you're online. People know you're active. You don't reply in 30 minutes. What happened? You don't answer instantly. Are you upset? You don't pick up. Why are you acting different? We've confused access with entitlement. Just because someone can reach you does not mean they owe your time. That matters because if everyone has unlimited access to you, eventually you lose access to yourself. And people don't notice this happening immediately. It's slow, very slow. You start canceling personal goals, you stop resting, you stop sitting alone, you stop doing things you enjoy, you become available for everyone except yourself. And then one day someone asks, "What do you do for fun?" And weirdly, you don't know anymore. Have you ever been doing something important? Watching a movie, reading, studying, working out, resting, and then your phone vibrates and you instantly stop. Reply, check, respond. Because somewhere along the way, everyone else urgency become your responsibility. And maybe this sounds small, but repeated hundred of times, that changes your life. Because attention is your life. Whatever gets your attention gets your ears. And if your attention permanently belongs to everyone else, when exactly do you belong to yourself? Some people hear conversation like this and suddenly become mysterious, reply after 3 business days, act emotionally unavailable, pretend not to care. That's not confidence. That's not confidence. That's theater. This isn't about playing games. This is about understanding value. Healthy availability sounds like I care about you. Unhealthy availability sounds like I'll abandon myself for you. Big difference here. Very big difference, okay? Boundaries are not rejections, boundaries are instruction manuals. They teach people how to treat you because people watch what you tolerate more than what you say. You can say, I value time. But if you constantly sacrifice it, your actions speak louder. Okay? Think about your favorite people. Think the people you deeply respect. Chances Are they have lives, goals, focus, standards. They care about people, but they're not endlessly available because they understand something important. A person with no boundaries slowly disappears, not practically, mentally, emotionally, identity starts fading. Because when you constantly shape yourself around everyone else, you forget your original shape, and that's terrifying. So, if you're the person who always says yes, always adjusts, always responds instantly, always saves everyone, I want to tell you something. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to be unavailable. You're allowed to miss calls. You're allowed to rest. You are allowed to choose yourself without writing a 10-page apology. Because the people who truly care about you won't disappear because you protected your peace. And if someone only values your endless like availability, they may not have valued you enough. They valued access. There's a difference. Huge difference. Understand that shit. At the end of the day, your life should not feel like a waiting room where everyone else gets called before you. You deserve time, you deserve space, you deserve a life that isn't permanently on standby mode. Being caring is beautiful, but becoming so available that you slowly disappear, that's dangerous. And maybe the strongest thing you can learn isn't how to be there for everyone. Maybe it's learning that sometimes you need to be there for yourself.